proper use of English vocabulary words. Yet, there might be some other one who might be facing issues regarding the translation of one language, any language, into English. For example, if you are a Urdu speaker, you might be facing problems while translating Urdu into English, because we, being non-native speakers of English, try to translate our mother tongues into English, which causes a lot of problems. So there are many solutions for such types of problems, which we will be discussing in this video at length. So the first thing that we have to do, and the first thing that we have to bring in practice, is that while being a non-native speaker of English, never try to translate English into Urdu. I mean, never try to translate any of your language, for example, any language that you speak, any of your mother tongue, into English. Because if you do this, this will cause a lot of problem in your fluency. For example, it seriously takes time to translate one language into another language. If you do this, there will be a time period. It will take time, and taking time means, so you are suggested not to do such kind of things, because if you continue doing this, you will face problems. For example, you may not be able to speak coherently, properly, and confidently, because at that time you try to translate one language into another language, and that takes time. Taking time means disturbing your fluency, and disturbing your fluency means not being able to speak in English properly. So the first thing is that speak in English, think in English, and write in English. Never try to use a language that you don't know, for example. I mean, yes, please, we just listen to us properly. The first thing is this: try to use English, try to think in English, and try to write in English. I mean, not there in English. If you're with someone, try to use English. And if you're with someone, try to speak in English with that person. And if you're alone, try to talk with yourself in English. So be an Englishman, a woman. Think in English, speak in English, write in English. The second problem is this: that most of the times we don't have proper English vocabulary words to express ourselves. In that case, for example, you are faced with a particular or specific situation, and you're bound to speak in English, but you don't have proper words to express yourself. And this is one of the biggest problems that all of us face. If you're faced with such a situation, what are you going to do? Are you going to switch to another language? Or you have to continue with the same language that you're speaking in? In that case, what is the solution for that case? The solution for that case is, for example, you want to express yourself, you want to say something in English, but you don't have proper word for that particular expression, for that particular thought or idea. In that case, what are you going to do is that you have to focus and English vocabulary words that you can use in daily routine. If you want to learn synonyms, don't try to learn those synonyms which you can't bring in daily routine. So, whichever vocabulary words you are learning, or whichever vocabulary words you have, try to bring those English vocabulary words in your daily routine speaking. When you talk with someone, use those English vocabulary words. When you, for example, when you are in a social gathering, try to use that particular words that you have. And when you write in English, try to use the new words that you learn. क्योंकि अगर आप वही मीन्स के अगर आप न्यू इंग्लिश वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स जो आपने सीखे हैं, अगर वो आप वो यूज़ नहीं करेंगे तो दे विल दे विल जस्ट बी आउट ऑफ यूज़ एंड दे विल डाई, आई मीन वो आपकी स्टोरी से निकल जाएंगे. सो जो भी इंग्लिश वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स आप सीखेंगे, try to use those English vocabulary words in your day-to-day speaking with someone, minute-to-minute speaking with someone, and most importantly, when you are alone, try to speak in English. If you have any problem regarding speaking in English, writing in English, or thinking in English, you may just write down your problem in the comment box, and I will be answering all the questions that you have. So the next thing is that you can speak in English well, you can understand English well, but you have a problem in writing. Remember two things. The person who knows well about grammar, or the person who does reading well, will be better at writing. And the one who listens the most to English, to what means the English stories or English dialogues or practicing English, he or she will be able to speak English properly in comparison to a person who reads most. So, a good listener is a good speaker, and a good reader is a good writer. Now, how do you understand better? This is a good question. I should answer this question at length. Now, understanding differs. I mean, if you want to understand English, you have to read one thing more twice or thrice, because we human beings are committed to making errors and mistakes. So if you want to understand one thing better in a good way, you have to read that thing at least twice. This way you will be able to understand that thing properly. Still, if you don't understand anything, you have to search the English vocabulary words that you come across. You have to see the structure in which way that is used. Sometimes English vocabulary words may have different meaning. For example, the word present has different meanings. Sometimes it is used in the meaning of gift. Sometimes it is used in the meaning of as a verb, which means to have existence. And sometimes it is used as a verb to show that to display something or to show something. So the word present has different meanings. Same is the case with each word in English. Almost every word in English has different meaning. So if you know these nuances, little differences of each English vocabulary word, I promise you will make a great difference. I promise you will be able to speak in English properly, confidently, and you will do things that will astonish other people. And the one thing that you shouldn't miss at all is that आपने किसी के बेकाबी में नहीं आना. I mean, you never try to get never be disappointed by someone who says to you that you're not able to do something or you can't do anything. So just believe in yourself, always stay positive, and if there is someone who demotivates you and who says to you that you are not able to do something or says something, don't pay attention to that person. The world is full with negativity. Everyone tries to fail you. So then why should you pay attention to those who are trying to fail you? You might have come across people who just want to drag your feet. I mean, they just want to fall you down. So don't pay attention to people. People don't want you to succeed. They just want you the way they see the enemies. So believe in yourself. Don't pay attention to what other people say about you. If there is someone who laughs at you, never think that, for example, that you're not able to do something. You're not an Englishman or woman trying to learn English. So if you're trying to learn English and if you have the aim to learn English, then don't pay attention to those who just try to demotivate you. The only source that can keep you motivated is you. So the longer you believe in yourself, the better will be your results. So belief in oneself makes everything possible. So first, what is the conclusion that we came to? You must, you mustn't, you mustn't be translating in any of your mother tongue into English, because in doing so, you will waste your time, and that wasting of your time will that wasting of your time will disturb your fluency. Now, this differs, for example, if someone demotivates you, if someone says that you can't do anything, that is absolutely nonsensical. Means that is absolutely bad. How can a person suggest you not to do something? Not to do something means stepping down. Not to do something means recoiling, going back. And if someone asks you or says to you that you are not able to do something, who the hell is he or her to say to you that you can't do anything? It is you who can do it, and it is up to you. And the difference, the person who brings difference and the person who makes difference is only you. It is just you who does things brilliantly. There's no one. For example, I use a sentence. For example, I said, it is you who does things. Even though we use do with you, but I use does. Why? Because I thought of it as a singular noun, singular pronoun. So I mean, we people do what? We just pay attention to the negativity that prevails, that is abundant in the countries and in the regions that we live in. So don't pay attention to the distractors, means those who want to distract you from the things that you're doing. Always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. Always say to yourself that you can do everything that is possible in the world. If someone else can do it, you are also the person who can do it. So, the third is that you learn English vocabulary words. How to learn English vocabulary words? There might be many channels providing you with videos containing advanced English vocabulary words, daily routine. Your words are the words that you need the most. But once you watch the video, after watching the video, you just forget those words. And for that, there is a solution. You have to, this is a test for you. You have to use those English vocabulary words. For example, we also provide English vocabulary words on our channel. But you might be watching those videos. After watching those videos, you may just not be able to remember all those words. You may not be able to use those words properly. In that case, whichever English vocabulary word you're learning, try to use that vocabulary word with someone you're close with. For example, it might be your friend, it might be your brother, sister, or someone else. Try to use those English vocabulary words with them, or it might be a class fellow. So, or you might be in some group. It might be a WhatsApp group or some other groups in which you can chat with people. Whenever you get the time to chat with someone, try to use the new word that you learned. For example, there is a word imprison. Now, imprison means to jail someone. किसी को जेल में डालना. अब this is a common word that each of us knows. अब आपके लिए आपने अगर इसके लिए एक न्यू लफ्ज सीखा मीन्स के इनकार्सरेट. इनकार्सरेट आपने सुना, याद किया. अब आप इसको यूज कैसे करोगे? जहां पे भी इम्प्रिजन यूज होता है उसकी जगह पे आप यूज करो इनकार्सरेट या लॉकअप या फॉर एग्जाम्पल कन्फाइन. I mean, there is a possibility, for example, if you want to use the word imprison, replace it with incarcerate, replace it with confine, replace it with some word that is new to you. So these were what I wanted to discuss with you. You can, if you have any question or any confusion or anything that you might be just be puzzled about, you may write them down in the comment box, and I will be paying attention to those questions and queries, and will try to answer all the things that you have. नेक्स्ट, अब एक स्टेप जो आपको आना चाहिए वो ये है कि आपने कभी भी इंग्लिश मीन्स कि किसी और लैंग्वेज में नहीं सोचना. अगर आप ये चाहते हो कि मैं इंग्लिश बोलूं तो आपको फिर इंग्लिश में ही सोचना चाहिए. इंग्लिश में कैसे सोचोगे? इंग्लिश में इस वजह से आपको सोचना चाहिए क्योंकि जब आप इंग्लिश में सोचोगे तो इंग्लिश में बोलोगे. अब अगर आप पहले अपने मदर टंग में सोचते हो फिर इसके बाद उस मदर टंग को आप ट्रांसलेट करते हो इंग्लिश में, ये प्रोसेस टाइम लेगा और इस टाइम लेने की वजह से आपकी फ्लुएंसी डिस्टर्ब हो जाएंगी. फ्लुएंसी डिस्टर्ब होने का ये मतलब है कि इसका ये मतलब है कि आप इंग्लिश नहीं बोल सकते उतनी तेजी से, उतने अच्छे तरीके से क्योंकि बाकी बोलते हैं. सो इस वजह से आपको ट्रांसलेशन कभी नहीं करना चाहिए. सेकंड रीजन क्या है कि आपको ट्रांसलेशन नहीं करना चाहिए? फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे पास एक सेंटेंस है, आई स्पीक इंग्लिश. नाउ इस सेंटेंस में आई सब्जेक्ट है, स्पीक वर्ब है, इंग्लिश ऑब्जेक्ट है. अब अगर मैं इसको ट्रांसलेट कर दूं उर्दू में तो इस तरह होगा, मैं इंग्लिश बोलता हूं. इसमें देखो मैं सब्जेक्ट है, इंग्लिश ऑब्जेक्ट है, बोलता हूं वर्ब है. अब इंग्लिश एंड उर्दू के जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसका डिफरेंस देखें. उर्दू में जो हम स्ट्रक्चर यूज करते हैं वो क्या है? सबसे पहले सब्जेक्ट आएगा, फिर ऑब्जेक्ट आएगा एंड देन वर्ब आएगा. बट इंग्लिश में स्ट्रक्चर किस तरह है? सबसे पहले सब्जेक्ट आएगा, फिर वर्ब आएगा एंड देन ऑब्जेक्ट आएगा. अब अगर कोई उर्दू स्पीकर उर्दू में सोचता है और इंग्लिश में बोलने की कोशिश करता है, so he or she will face problems because इंग्लिश एंड उर्दू का स्ट्रक्चर एक दूसरे से 110% एक दूसरे से डिफरेंट है. सो इस बेसिस पर भी आपको किसी और लैंग्वेज में नहीं सोचना चाहिए. अगर आप इंग्लिश बोलना चाहते हैं तो इंग्लिश में सोचें और इंग्लिश बोलें. दूसरी बात यह है कि जब आप अकेले होते हो मीन्स कि when you are alone, try to speak with yourself, try to express yourself. This will give you confidence, to be honest. This will make you speak English properly, even though you might not have time. But whenever you are alone, try to speak with yourself. And if there is a mirror, try to speak before the mirror. See yourself as to how you speak. एंड हाउ यू जेस्टिकुलेट, आई मीन्स के इशारे किस तरह करते हो आप, किस तरह जेस्टिकुलेशन करते हो, ये चीज़ें भी आपको होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आपका अपीयरेंस, आपका इंप्रेशन मैटर्स, मीन्स कि ये मैटर करता है कि अगर आप इंग्लिश बोलते हो तो आप किस तरह बोलते हो। आप एक रोबोट की तरह बैठ के इंग्लिश बोलते हो, या मीन्स के जेस्टिकुलेशंस बनाते ही नहीं हो, या आप एक प्रॉपरली इस तरह दिखाई दे रहे हो किसी को जब आप इंग्लिश बोलते हो कि ये पर्सन, इस पर्सन को आता है इंग्लिश, ये पर्सन बोलता है। सो ये चीज़ें मैटर करती है बहुत। इन चीज़ों को आपको बिल्कुल भी ध्यान देना चाहिए, अदरवाइज आपकी फ्लुएंसी बहुत डिस्टर्ब होगी, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। एंड सो दिस वाज what we wanted to discuss. Inshallah, we'll see you in the next video after some time. Okay, Allah Hafiz.